Well, good afternoon, folks, and welcome back to the farm. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous evening here on the farm this evening. What is it today? Like the 6th of October, something like that. And it's 23 degrees. I'm not sure if you're one much to believe in climate change, but I tell you, never in my life have I ever seen it quite this nice this time of year ever before. It is a little hazy here this evening, though. You can kind of see that, right? There's no visibility, doesn't go a long way. Elsie the donkey's got to get her piece in. Okay. Sure. Happy to see you too. This morning it was thick fog here. In fact, I was in one side of the truck and I couldn't even see the passenger side mirror out. It was so foggy. And now it's just this heavy smoke has set in, probably coming down from the Battleship Mountain fire over by Hudson Hope. So I've heard that fire is being held, so I'm hoping it's, things are good over there. But yeah, it certainly got the air a little dense over this way this evening. As you can see, we got the pile of wood this coming weekend-ish, somewhere around Thanksgiving and the week after. I'm going to be working on the inside of the barn to get the kick plate all up. And as of right now, I'm just looking at a pile of grass that's we haven't mowed, we haven't managed, we haven't done anything with. And I'm looking at a naughty ram that I don't really feel like feeding a whole bunch of hay to if the weather's nice and there's grass to eat. So we've been keeping this guy in the round pen, which is, it's there for the horses, and feeding him square bales, but that gets expensive in a hurry. And I put him in here simply because if we put him in, any other form of containment, he liked to jump out. And turns out these high hog panels, these 5-foot high hog panels, he kind of met his match on those, so that worked out good. So we've kept him in here. He's grazed this down. We've been, like I said, we've been feeding him hay, but there's a little bit of grass on the other side there that, you know what, he might as well eat it, save us the gas money. So I got some more panels in the barn. I'll just fence off a little bit and then open the gate and he can go out there and chew that off nicely too. So when I look around in here, it seems like a pretty daunting task to get that kick plate up all around the whole building. It's going to be a lot of square footage for sure. $1,600 worth of rough cut lumber. If I did my math right. I hope I did my math right, because if I didn't, I'm going to have a humbling trip back to the lumberyard. But nevertheless, I think once I get started, once I get the bottom done up, I've obviously got to get some straw and everything forked out of here, clean it up, and then get started. But I think once I get that first one on, everything's going to go pretty. I'd like to think it's going to go boom, 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 boom. But I took an entire week off work. So, there's a little piece of that that's like, if I happen to get lazy one day or procrastinate one day, or somebody else in the family, comes up with a great idea that we need to do something else, sort cows, who knows what, right? Maybe I'll have a little bit of contingency time, because I really want to make sure this gets done before the snow flies. And it's really, really easy at this time of year when the weather is so beautiful to think, when could it ever possibly snow? It's like I said, 22 or 23 degrees right now. Snow seems a really, really long ways away. But one morning we're just gonna wake up. In the evening it'll be beautiful, and then overnight it's gonna be like surprise. And we'll be back to mitts and toques and shovels. Well, we let the ram into the little piece that we had set up for him with the temporary panels there. Went in the house, started cooking supper, and thought we were burning the house down. Started to smell like burning plastic. I ran downstairs, checked the furnace filter. It was actually, you could see the color of that. Good reminder, a couple times a year you probably want to do something about that. But no, that wasn't where it was coming from. It was actually the plastic handle on the pot on the gas stove. It was a little too close and starting to melt. It stunk up the whole house. Anyways, nevertheless, meatloaf sandwiches were delicious. Funnily enough, so I just put the furnace filter in the dumpster, and Charlotte's like, "Who's that?" And I said, "It's Stripey Cat." And she grabs him by the tail, and he reaches around and just like, bam! I said, "Are you okay? Are you okay, Charlotte? Did he scratch you?"
No, he just did this.
What did he do? Did he give you a high five? Yeah. Anyways. No need for a band-aid. That was lucky. So seeing as how it's such a lovely evening, we're gonna run down to the garden, grab the manure fork, grab a rake, head for the barn. Get all that straw and stuff off the floor of the barn, take it outside in preparation for a big project here this week. We got Thanksgiving dinner coming, I think Sunday, over at the in-laws' place out of Rio Grande. I'm not sure what we're gonna eat. Probably a ham. We had tried our hand at turkeys earlier this year, but needless to say, we were 10 for 10 on that deal. It didn't work out, so no turkey this year, unless somebody went to the store and bought one. I'm not sure, but certainly not coming from here, unfortunately. Actually, with our supper, we even had a few potatoes. We just been slowly harvesting away. The weather's been so nice, we haven't really had a need to get them all out of the ground. But you can see everything's kind of starting to die back there. We did have one killing frost, got down to about -3, -4-ish. And yeah, that sure nipped the tops of everything. So we'll probably work away. If the weather stays nice, we'll just work away over the next couple of weeks to start getting them all in bags and stuff. But yeah, we had some for supper this evening, and oh boy, were they ever good. That's one thing. We didn't have much luck with carrots this year. We had really good turnips, really good potatoes. Peas were okay, but there wasn't a ton there. And beans were pretty much a complete wash. We didn't really get much, if anything at all, for beans. So pumpkins, I planted like 1 million pumpkins, and we got I don't know, probably 20 or 30 pumpkins out, but they were all really small. And I think that was, I just wasn't watering well enough, I don't think. Didn't stay on top of that. Plus, in the garden rotation, I did actually put the pumpkins in the probably the poorest part of the garden, so lesson learned there. But I put the heavy feeders, like the potatoes, you know, the things that actually keep us through the winter, I put them in the most fertile part of the garden. And that really, big picture wise, was probably the smartest thing to do. What's tired?
My back.
Your back is tired.
My hay looks like a jelly bean.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good job.
Come here, hay. Get this hay looking done. Yeah. Get that turd looking. So hard to get this moving.
Good job. Fly your wings, flap your wings.
This is so crazy.
Come on, I'll catch you.
I'm gonna do that again.
Well, that's pretty much all the straw shoveled out of the barn. I got a little bit of raking to do, something just to clean up that last little bit. But all in all, I think we're ready to bring some lumber in here on the weekend and make a project of it. So anyhow, it's be a really good time to go inside, fetch up a piece of cake, maybe a cup of tea. So I'll let you go for now. Hope you have a fantastic evening. We'll see you tomorrow.